Today we're diving into a detailed exploration of How to Be Disciplined by Sheldon Howe. It was a chilly winter evening in Chicago. Alex, who lived alone in a small apartment, was feeling deeply frustrated with his life. His job was okay, but he felt a persistent emptiness, a sense that he wasn't achieving anything significant. He often found himself wondering, what is it that I truly want? One night, as he was mindlessly scrolling through his phone in bed, his eyes landed on a book review. The title was How to Be Disciplined by Sheldon Howe. What a boring topic, he muttered to himself. Yet, somewhere deep down, a voice whispered that this might be the very book he needed. He immediately ordered it online. 3 days later, the book was in his hands. Let's see what the hype is all about, Alex thought. He took the book to his balcony. A cool breeze was blowing, and a warm cup of tea sat on his table. He opened the book and began the first chapter. Set clear goals. From the first page, it felt like someone was holding up a mirror. The book stated, establishing clear, achievable goals is the foundation of discipline. Goals provide direction and motivation, making it easier to stay focused and measure progress. Alex was struck. Why had such a simple idea eluded him for so long? He often dreamed big, starting his own company, becoming an expert in digital marketing. But he had never broken these dreams down into a detailed, actionable plan. His eyes moved to the next paragraph. If you don't know where you are going, you'll never get there. This line hit him like a ton of bricks. It's so true, he thought. I'm always thinking I need to do something, but I never figure out what that something actually is. He closed the book, walked inside from the balcony, and found the quietest corner of his room. With a notebook in hand, he decided that for the first time, he would set clear goals. He wrote, focus on fitness, lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months. Career development, complete 3 advanced digital marketing courses. Personal growth, read 5 new books every month. After writing, he closed the notebook with a strange sense of relief. Achieving these wouldn't be easy, but it was the first time his goals felt concrete. The next morning, his alarm rang at 6 a.m. He immediately hit the snooze button. Just 5 more minutes, he pleaded. Those 5 minutes turned into an hour. When he finally woke up, it was 7:30. Ugh, failed again, he said angrily. Then he remembered the book. He opened it and reread a line. Failure is a part of the process. Don't be discouraged by small setbacks. Focus on getting back on track. He smiled. Well, the book warned me. No problem, I'll get it right tomorrow. That evening, he put a large chart on his wall, listing his goals. Next to them, he drew small checkboxes. Every time he completed a task, he would mark a box. Slowly, over the next few days, he began to build the habit of waking up early. He went jogging in the park for the first time. The cold air and a sight of other determined people made him realize he needed to get serious about his life. Back home, he read the next section of the book, Break Your Goals into Smaller, Manageable Steps. A big goal can feel overwhelming. He immediately applied this, breaking his fitness goal into smaller tasks. 15 minutes of jogging the first week, 20 the next, gradually building to 30. The first chapter had become his personal guidebook. But life is never that simple. A call from his mom made him realize he had been so absorbed in his goals that he had neglected his family. He promptly called her back and listened intently. He understood then that setting clear goals wasn't just about career and fitness. It was about balancing relationships too. He added a 4th goal to his notebook. Call my parents every week and spend quality time with them. This is just the beginning of Alex's journey. He learned that goals aren't just to be written, they are to be lived. He discovered that discipline brought a sense of direction he had been missing. If you enjoy our free summaries, you can subscribe to our channel, purchase a membership, or support us via UPI. Now, back to the summary. Alex smiled to himself. Now, let's see how this book truly changes my life. Over the next few weeks, Alex made significant progress. The checkboxes on his wall chart were filling up, each tick giving him a new surge of energy. He decided it was time to tackle the next chapter. After dinner, he sat in his favorite corner and turned the page. The second lesson was, develop a routine. He immediately knew this addressed his biggest weakness. His life was so chaotic that nothing ever went according to plan. The book explained, creating a consistent daily routine helps build habits that reinforce discipline. A structured schedule minimizes distractions and promotes productivity by allocating specific times for tasks. Alex realized that if he wanted true discipline, he needed a strict routine. A routine won't make life boring, he told himself. It will teach me to use my time effectively. He grabbed his notebook and wrote down his ideal schedule. 6 a.m., wake up, 6:15 to 7 a.m., exercise. Breakfast, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., work. 12 to 1 p.m., lunch break. 1 to 5 p.m., work. Evening, 1 hour for himself, reading, learning skills, reflection. 10 p.m., sleep. Planning was easy. Following it was the hard part. The next morning, when his alarm blared, he felt the same urge to snooze, but he remembered his commitment. He turned off the alarm and forced himself out of bed. The initial days were a struggle. The book's words echoed in his mind. Habits are hard to build initially, but consistency makes them easier over time. Soon, he started to enjoy the structure. The biggest impact was on his productivity. When he sat down to work, he was entirely focused, knowing he had allocated specific time for each task. His manager even commented, "Alex, the work you've done this past week is exceptional. Are you okay?" Alex smiled and replied, "Just getting some discipline, sir." Alex realized a routine wasn't just about time management. It was a tool for a better life. However, life threw him a curveball. His friend Mark called on a Sunday, inviting him to a movie. Alex was conflicted. Going would mean missing his evening study time. But then he understood a crucial lesson. A routine shouldn't be a prison. Balance is key. The book said, a routine can sometimes feel like a burden. Allow some flexibility to accommodate unexpected events. He went to the movie, learning that discipline also means knowing when to take a break. Alex's life was gradually transforming, but he soon faced another challenge: distractions and a lack of self-control. After a long day, he turned on the TV and unintentionally wasted 3 hours. Feeling guilty, he turned to the next chapter: embrace self-control. The first line resonated deeply. Self-control is essential for resisting temptations. Resisting short-term pleasures in favor of long-term goals is the foundation of a disciplined life. That's my core problem. Alex admitted, I always chase short-term pleasure. The book continued, distractions are everywhere, often disguised as harmless breaks, but every small temptation adds up to derail your progress. He decided to tackle his biggest distraction, his phone. He deleted unnecessary apps and set screen time limits. The first day was incredibly difficult, but he remembered another line. The more you resist a temptation, the stronger your self-control muscle becomes. The real test came when friends invited him to a party on a Saturday night. He knew going would ruin his next morning's workout. He asked himself the book's pivotal question. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. He decided to skip the party, explaining to his friends that he was working on himself. The next morning, he felt proud of his choice. He applied this to smaller habits too, like skipping his usual post-lunch dessert. The key to mastering self-control, the book advised, is to remind yourself of your bigger goals whenever a temptation arises. Alex placed his goal chart where he could see it daily, using it as motivation. When a challenging new project at work required late hours, instead of making excuses, he used his self-control to manage his time effectively, adjusting his routine without abandoning his goals. He learned that self-control isn't about ignoring life. It's about managing oneself skillfully in difficult situations. Despite his progress, Alex found his mind still wandered. He would be working when a memory from the past or anxiety about the future would distract him. He turned to the next chapter, practice mindfulness. The book defined it. Mindfulness training enhances focus and reduces anxiety by anchoring you in the present moment. This leads to better management of thoughts and emotions, improving decision-making and productivity. This is the answer, Alex thought. I'm always living in the past or the future, failing to live in the now. The book had a perfect analogy. The mind is like a monkey, always jumping from one thought to another. Mindfulness helps you tame this monkey and bring it to the present moment. He started with mindfulness meditation the very next morning. At first, his mind raced, thoughts about work, old arguments. But he remembered the advice. Mindfulness isn't about stopping thoughts, it's about observing them without judgment and gently bringing your focus back to your breath. Gradually, his mind grew quieter. He made this a part of his daily routine. The impact was profound. At work, when a high-pressure project arrived, Alex remained calm while others panicked. He quietly created a plan, breaking the work into small daily tasks. His team lead praised his calm and structured approach. The book was right. Mindfulness not only helps you stay calm under pressure, but also clarifies your thinking for better decisions. This practice enriched his personal life too. He started giving his full attention to conversations, strengthening his relationships. He now understood that mindfulness isn't just meditation. It's about being fully present in every moment, whether eating, working, or talking to a loved one. Of course, life is not a straight path. Alex was put in charge of a major project at work. Despite careful planning, his team missed deadlines, and the project was delivered incomplete. His manager was disappointed. Alex was furious with himself. That evening, he opened the book to the next lesson. Learn from failures. The first line was a revelation. Failure is not the end. It's a stepping stone to success. Discipline involves learning from setbacks rather than being discouraged by them. The book continued. Every failure carries a lesson. It's up to you to find it and use it to grow stronger. Alex spent the next few days reviewing the project. He realized he had overlooked small details, like regular check-ins with his team. The book stated, failures often happen because of overlooked details. Reflect on your mistakes, not to blame yourself, but to improve. He embraced this new mindset. When a new project came his way, he applied the lessons learned. He communicated better and solved problems early on. This time, the project was a success. His manager noticed the dramatic improvement, directly attributing it to what he had learned from his previous failure. Alex realized that resilience is built through failure. The more you face setbacks, the stronger you become. He added a new section to his chart. Lessons learned. Failure was no longer a sign of weakness, but a necessary teacher. After integrating 5 powerful lessons, set clear goals, develop a routine, embrace self-control, practice mindfulness, and learn from failures, Alex arrived at the book's final, and perhaps most important chapter, the power of consistency. He read, "Motivation gets you started, but consistency keeps you going, even on days when you don't feel like it. Showing up matters most." Alex understood that this was the missing piece. All his efforts would only work if he was consistent. He promised himself to take one small step every single day. He refined his routine, committing to 30 minutes of exercise daily, no matter how tired he was. It wasn't easy. There were days he wanted to hit snooze or skip a workout. But each time he reminded himself, consistency is key. If I give up today, it will be harder tomorrow. He saw the results when he was entrusted with a project similar to the one he had previously failed. This time, he was confident. He executed his plan consistently, holding regular meetings and sticking to his schedule. When he felt distracted or tired, he told himself, just one more step. The project was completed successfully and on time. Alex saw that consistency affected every aspect of his life. His fitness, his reading habit, everything improved. Even his friends noticed the change, remarking, "You've changed so much. You seem so in control now." Alex smiled. "The change happened gradually. I just took a small step every day and stayed consistent." You don't have to be perfect every day. You just have to keep trying. On the book's final page, he read the words that tied everything together. Discipline is not the goal, it's the journey. Keep going, and you will find that success becomes a habit, not a destination. Alex closed the book. His life had changed, but he understood the journey never truly ends. Every day brings a new challenge, a new lesson, and a new opportunity to improve. He looked out his window at the moonlight, took a deep breath, and promised himself he would never abandon this journey. He now knew that true happiness lies not in reaching a destination, but in living the journey with honesty and hard work. And so Alex's story doesn't end here. This was just a new beginning. So friends, that was our book summary for today. Let us know in the comments what you thought. And thank you for listening until the end.